Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I want to give a double honors to the elders apostles, the great millstone from War Learn the Truth, from who will well. I want to say Shalom to the hopeful elect. And this is just vision, about this vision I had earlier today, uh, about like a couple hours ago. As soon as I woke up and I realized the vision, I recalled everything. I quickly jotted down, some of the major points in my notes on my phone, and I'm gonna go ahead and read them off. Lord willing, I'm gonna get some scriptures to go along with what I saw. And it was a vision. I had multiple visions. Like, it skipped in and out of what and fast forward, etc. I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. I won't make this lesson too long. First, it started off with, like I said before, like the title says. I don't know what my title yet. It's probably gonna be like something like Vision of Mushroom Cloud / Jacob's Trouble / Spiritual Power or something like that. But nevertheless, it started off with I was in this big building with a whole bunch of people. It was a bunch of people. It was a lot of Israelites. Then it was a bunch of other nations as well. But I noticed it was a lot of like a lot of children and like younger people. But it's basically, and they were all being rounded up to go be forced to go to a certain place by like troops, and it was like I had like I could like see things from at this point in the vision. I could see things from like different like with like a third person perspective, so to speak. I saw all around the building. It was like military police all over the place, like trying to lock the building down, etc., etc. And I realized, since we know the scriptures, I realized, okay, this is Esau come down, to Revelation 12:12, great wrath. This is all part of prophecy, and knowing that, and they were basically they mentioned something about voting, but they were saying like basically it was mandatory everybody come to this one spot. And we know what it's going to be. Ultimately, they're going to come with that, make it mandatory to get that microchip. But nevertheless, everybody was complying and going with it. I guess, I don't know, they were kind of confused to know what was really going on, and they were basically all walking towards this one area. They were walking towards where the troops, etc., were telling them to go. But me, I knew what was going on, so I was like, I'm not about to walk into easily openly walk into Esau's trap. So I'm literally like, as everybody, it's like we were in this hallway. Like, it was a big building, but like it's like, yeah, I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. But we were like in this big building, and it was a hallway, and then they were trying to come there. They were all coming towards me and like walking, following where the true self told them to go. But I was coming towards them, so I was like on the right side, and they were all on the left side, and there were all a whole bunch of people walking that way, and I was the only one walking the other way. And immediately when I thought about that, I thought about when I woke up, Isaiah chapter 65. Because that's exactly what they are. They're like sheep to the slaughter, man. Because they're going exactly right into Esau's trap. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 12. It says, I'll start at verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Hashai, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop. That word table goes back to altar, man. For that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword. See, therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that where I delighted not. Yeah, in that vision, in this first part of the vision, yeah, it was like they were all sheep to the slaughter, man. They were all just mindless sheep, not understanding what's going on, trusting Esau, and going sheep to the slaughter, man. And I realized what was going on, and even though it was like troops trying to lock the place down, and I was going the opposite way, I'm still look. I was like, look, I know it's Jacob's trouble. I know it's time. The time of tribulation and hour of temptation. So I thought, okay, I know how about Shema Shah, Lord willing, is gonna be with me, so I'm trying to see if I can escape, right? And it was just completely based off the spirit. I was like, hey, look, I'm not about to go where all they're going. I'm trying to get out of here. And basically, I got past that hallway, whatever, and then basically it was like I could see, like in the third person, where all the troops were, etc., in the building. So I was just basically sneaking past all the troops to try to get out of there, And I escaped past most of them. And then I remember it was like this one part where they saw me. But then, like, I don't know, I guess how about Shema Shai intervened in the dream because they saw me and I could see them, but they couldn't see me. Like, they didn't acknowledge I was there. Like, I was really there in the dream. I was sneaking past everybody else, but when I finally got spotted, they didn't see me, and I interpreted that as how about Shema Shai, put the spirit on them. I've heard other brothers say that as well in visions before, like, how about Shema Shai can do anything. Like I tell you, I get that in Jeremiah. Hold on, I get this real quick. Cause like I said before, I'm trying to get precepts, as I'm going along. Jeremiah 32 and 27, it says, "Behold, I am the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?" Yeah, and basically, in that, like I said before, in that point, he put the spirit on them, so they basically just didn't acknowledge me, that's where I got uh, uh they did. I got past them as well because they didn't see me. And then what happened was that they were locking down the exits. So I guess you had to have like a key card or something to like scan to get out of there. They saw again. They saw me and I saw them, but they didn't see me. Like they were looking at me, but they couldn't see me. And then they kept continuing their conversation. They left, but when they left, I ran up behind them real quick, and I just barely made it. Like the door barely just closed, and I just pushed it open enough to get on the outside of the door. Like that door was the exit of the door, and I just made it because if it closed, I would have had to have a key card to scan it. But I just made it to push it where they already had opened it, so I escaped out of there as well. And I thought of that verse that said, "The righteous scarcely be saved." Let me try to get that. So like it. 1 second. Yeah, here we go. This is First Peter 4:18. I saw verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, and if it first begin with us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Yeah, I just made it. Like I just pushed the door, like was like a millisecond from closing. I just got it enough. The Lord helped me out. He just there to get it before I got outside. I remember I escaped from the building. I ran to the area to the woods. I escaped it, but everybody else, and I assumed and that was everybody else especially all the Israelites who denied this truth. They were all in there. 'Cause it was a lot. I remember there was a lot of Israelites, both Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom, like lined up. And it was other nations as well lined up. And that could be another thing too, as far as like them schools, man. 'Cause I know we've both been saying this and seeing news articles about it. And when they bring these children back to school, I know some children are being forced to go back to school, and hey, Esau gonna do something where he gonna like try to quarantine them kids or whatever, etc. And the parents ain't gonna have access to their kids. Yeah, Esau is really about to be, and he's really about to show. Like I said before in the previous video, he's really about to show the world he's a devil. But let me go back to these notes, 'cause I won't make this video too long. I just want to get to the point. It's like so for you. How about Shai made away from me escape? That's the second time that happened. This is the second time I had a dream. Well, actually, I had multiple dreams of Jacob's trouble, but this is the second time I had a dream of Jacob's trouble where it was like I was the only one who could see the way out. Like I was the only one. Like everybody else, it was like in the midst of like everybody was just going along to get along, or like they were in the midst of confusion, didn't know where to go. But the Lord like showed me through the Spirit exactly where to go. Um, then I remember the dream after I escaped and went to the woods. I remember the dream stopped there, and then I woke up. No, I didn't wake up from the dream, but it fast forwarded, I guess. And it was a mass panic in America. It was like a bunch of vacant homes, etc. So I guess the troops already came to get people in the famine camps, etc. Like I tell you in the second address. There should be no man to till the ground, etc., because there's gonna be a lack of men. It was mass panic. It was troops. It was a point. Even the troops were afraid. It was just so much death and just so much going on. Like it was just so many people screaming, etc. It was just even the troops who were terrified. And it said it was. I'm trying to read these notes. It was like it's just death in the air and confused. That's the main thing, confusion. Like people didn't know what was going on. Like why are these things happening? Why is it so being so horrific? And then I remember too. I guess the Lord gave me a spiritual power because I remember I was putting to death a whole bunch of troops because it was. I remember at one point I picked up one of their guns, and I don't know if you brothers ever seen that movie Wanted, where they basically they had the it wasn't exactly like that, but it was like basically the ability they could curve bullets, whatever, etc., etc. And they were basically like marksmen. They don't really miss. I guess the Lord put that spirit on me at that time because I picked up their guns and like I was, let's say it's like 5 people in the room. I would easily go into the room and just fire the trigger 5 times exactly, and 5 bullets would hit exactly like right in their head. The Lord, whatever spirit He put on me, like the Lord said. Now I'm gonna get in the scriptures right here. The Lord intervened for us, and like He did. Let me get that in the scripture for Samson. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. This is it's talking about Samson. Judges 14:5 says, Then went Samson down, his father, his mother, to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath, and behold, a young lion warred against him. And the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid. He had nothing in his hand. But he told not his father or his mother what he had done. Yeah, this is Samson basically saying he ripped apart a lion like he would a young goat, that's bones, etc., and meat, etc., is still tender, so it's not really developed. He ripped it apart as easily as that. That's exactly how this shit. But the point was is that the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. Also, later in the scriptures, when it said the spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him when he slew with those 1,000 Philistines, that's basically what was happening in a dream. Like whenever I would get into trouble, or I would need help, how about Shemal Shah would put the spirit would come mightily upon me. Let me go back to the notes because I mean, at one point I was picking up using their guns, like I said before, and it was just using it very, very effectively. Then the second part, eventually got to the point where there was so many troops. I wasn't using guns. I was just using my hands or whatever power the Lord gave me, whatever. And I was putting like 30 troops together to death at once, and it was very, very easy too. Like it wasn't breaking a sweat or nothing like that. Because I remember at one point it was in a dream. I know I'm not Salaki if I'm going all over the place. Like I said before, it was kind of like a broken up vision, but nevertheless, in a dream, it was like as I realized at one point in my dream, the Lord just gave me the power, because I remember I was walking into a place with a whole bunch of troops, and it was like a FEMA camp, and I remember I wasn't scared. Like, I was walking through the front door, just coming in, putting all the troops to death. So I knew at that point, I guess in that dream, I already had the power, and the Lord He has had this kept the spirit on me at that point. I don't know if I was going to free brothers or whatever, but whatever it was, I mean, I was going there and I was putting all the troops to death, like with just bare hands, just pure strength. But it says, oh yeah, they were in up running in fear. They were scared. I knew I had the power because they were running from me. Like someone would drop their gun and just run. I guess I was bulletproof in the dream, and basically nothing they could do to hurt me. It's like the scriptures tell you in Luke, behold, I give you power to tread on serpents. I get that real quick. And Slakia, I keep searching these verses. I'm just doing this, uploading this raw. Yes, Luke chapter 10, verse 19 says, Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. I'm also want to get these verses in Isaiah, because that's exactly what was happening. Like, I know, in Slakia, again, if I'm not describing it correctly, like I said before, it's kind of a broken up dream. But Isaiah chapter 41 and Verse 10, it says, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, as a thing of naught. Yeah, and that's exactly what the point was. I remember I was walking in there. I had absolutely zero fear. Like when it first started, I was trying to sneak away and sneak past those troops. I had confidence the Lord was with me, but you're still in His flesh. You were kind of nervous, but it was to the point where the Lord gave me that power. So I literally had zero fear. It was just to the point, like I said before, I was walking straight through the front door, the FEMA camps, breaking open the door, whatever, and just putting everybody to death. But it says, For the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob. Yea, we're worm right now, but a worm is the defenseless animal, creature. And yea, men of Israel. See, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and yea, men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. And this is exactly why our brothers always say we don't put our trust in guns, knives, etc., because that's not going to save you. And for what's coming, you're going to need Yahweh Shem Shai intervene. Because in a dream, when I was putting all those troops to death, it wasn't like I was doing it. No man has the power, the strength to put like 30 men, 40. It was a lot of men, like 40, 50 men to death by themselves, single-handedly with their bare hands. That was completely the Lord. Like I just got for you in Judges, the Spirit of the Lord came upon me. It says, verse 15, it says, Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and shalt beat them small and shalt make the hills as chaff. Okay, and that's exactly what the Lord did, was a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. And going into that point, well, I'm going to get this verse too, because this verse is perfect to go with that. Micah chapter 5, because this is exactly what happened. Micah chapter 5 and verse 8. And the remnant of Jacob, the elect, shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening again. The Lord put the Spirit on me, where all those troops were getting put to death, and all those troops they eventually start running from me because they was too scared, because nothing they would do. Because you understand that these troops, these Edomite troops, cops, etc., they already have a fear of Israelite men. This is why it'll be three Edomite cops, and they'll still be trying to shoot Jake, Israelite man who's not even armed. Okay, that's a spiritual thing, because like I tell you in Genesis, one people shall be stronger than the other. We're the most strongest people, but we're in the lowest state right now. But the Lord's about to turn us up. Like I tell you, Isaiah 59:19. That's a popular scripture among the brothers. When the enemy shall come like a flood, the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Hey, that standard for a lot of brothers is gonna be that spiritual power, and the Lord may do it different ways. Like I said before, some part of the dream, he will only put the spirit on you to execute judgment and defend yourself, when like in that moment, like you would be like just right now, like brothers don't have the power to fly, we don't have super strength, I can't kill 30 men by myself, but like if I was at gunpoint right now, I have nothing to do but then just put my hands up and just pray to the Lord. But at some point in the dream, he just kept the spirit on me, and I was just putting in. Like I said before, I don't know if I got orders to do something, because I remember in the dream I was going to FEMA camps, and I was busting. It was like I was running out eventually at one point, because I was going through killing all the troops, and then another thing had happened too as well. Let me go back to the notes. It was um what else was? Like I said before, I don't know if I was busting people out, but I think I was at one point busting other Israelites out the FEMA camp. But nevertheless, and the vision fast forward, I remember I went to this basement. Like I don't know if I was going to FEMA camps getting food or whatever, because the Esau's gonna make it where you gotta have that chip to be able to get food or whatever, and then all hell breaking loose, gonna be famines, etc. And like brothers always say about as far as no, that's been the spirit out lately. But it's been talking about how women will be saved, etc. That another thing that happened in a dream. I remember I came back after I was done with the troops or whatever. I came back to this basement. And the dream fast forward, and it was a basement full of like 20 or 30 women. I guess I brought them. I brought them there, and they was all like under my protection or whatever. And I was bringing. I think I brought my food or something. But nevertheless, all them women in there, you know how brothers always say now how the Israelite women are so fucking proud, and how they boast themselves against the men of Israel. Like in that day, it wasn't none of that shit, man. I go ahead and get the scriptures. Brothers all know the scriptures, but nevertheless, for the sake of the lesson, I'm gonna get it. Brothers know the scriptures: Isaiah 4:1, Isaiah 32. I go Isaiah 32. Because these women look shook up, man. Isaiah 32:2, it says, "And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land." Yeah, and I was their protection, because again, I had that spiritual power, and no women was boasting or running their mouth in that day. It was like the look on her face was a face of like that them puppy dog eyes. Desperation is the perfect word for it. Desperation. They desperately wanted help, because again, like the scripture said right here, the man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Let me go ahead and get that. Isaiah 4, brothers all know it. Isaiah 4:1, in that day shall have 7 women, a complete number of women, shall take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." And that's exactly what it was. It was literally, I didn't count a Slacky. I didn't count as many as there were, but it was at least 20 to 30 women in there just with me alone, just in that basement, etc. I guess we were like, again, going to how the scriptures say, 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, how it's going to be like, when Esau comes door to door, etc. It's going to be, and tell you Zechariah chapter 14, I believe, too, half the sea shall go forth to captivity. Yeah, so we were like in an abandoned home, like I guess a home that people deserted with it. Whatever, we were in their basement, and there was a bunch of women crowded up in there. And I guess I would leave them there, go do something. I would come back, and they look relieved as hell when I would come back, And it was no proud look. I get that to Isaiah the 13th chapter. That actually goes perfectly with this. And again, Salaki is kind of sloppy. Again, I didn't put any thoughts together. I mean, scriptures together. I kind of just, I wrote the notes down for my dream. Isaiah 13:11, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Yeah, we all know the women of Israel are very, very proud, And this lesson ain't really about them. It's just, this is part of the dream, You know, okay, it was no arrogant, proud women that day. They were all 30, they were all 20, example, 20, 25, 30 women in there with me alone, and not one of them had a shit to say to me, you know. They all was very, very humble in that day, I'll say that. Verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Yeah, because again, going to spiritual power, I easily killed like over 100 people in that dream. So it was, hey, that's how the man going to be more precious, man. We're going to be the only form of protection because, Lord willing, we are those men, hey, brothers, we desperate. Hey, like I said, those women are desperate that I will protect them and feed them. And we desperate that Yahweh Shemel Shah, specifically how the Shah is going to be dealing with us in that day. That we get spiritual power, that we get defense. Because we, other than that, like the scriptures tell you, like I just read in Isaiah 41, and we helpless worms. We need help, man. That's what we're trying to give diligence to make our carnal election sure. Because we know we need help, you know. And ain't no way in hell I'm going to get later on. I'm continuing with the dream, you know. Hey, we gonna need help, you know. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay, and let me go to the next point again, because you know that was that on that part. Again, I won't make this lesson too long. So like I'm going too fast, you know. But again, that was just that part. It was a bunch of women basically who I guess they came from the female camps I was breaking out to. You know, I was busting like I was going into the female camp, not like I got took there and then I had to break out. No, I went to there through the front door, you know. But nevertheless, I'm gonna get this next part. Oh yeah, the next part about the bombs. I said about the mushroom clouds. Okay, so I was in the middle of getting putting them troops, them FEMA troops, them blue hats or whatever to death. They were all trying to shoot. They were all trying to shoot me, run up, hit me and shit. But I was just easily just putting them in, like you gotta think like Superman. Like it says like a soldier came and ran up on Superman, tried to hit him like with the butt of his gun on his head, and like the gun just breaks. Like it was like thousands and missed of them easily, all breaking a sweat, you know. But then as I was fighting these troops, it was I saw like it was like a bright light. Then everybody stopped. Like me, the troops, everybody just stopped. And I remember I looked to the right, and it was a huge mushroom cloud. It was a huge mushroom cloud. Then one went off to the left. Then everybody turned to the left. There was a huge mushroom cloud in the area too. And then everybody was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" I remember everybody kept saying, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." It was. I ain't gonna lie, at that point in the dream, I had spiritual power. I knew, like as scriptures tell you, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rejoice your names are written in heaven. I'm like, okay, the Lord gave me spiritual power. Obviously, how about Shemel Shai is dealing with me. I was on part of the elect, and so I was confident at that point. Again, I wasn't even scared anymore. But I'm not gonna lie, when I saw them mushroom clouds, and I heard them bombs going off. I ain't gonna lie, I got terrified as hell in that dream. I was shook, and I knew what was going on, and I had faith though, because I remember I could tell you in Isaiah 33:6, knowledge and wisdom shall be stability like times. I knew what was going on. All it did was it increased my faith, because I knew like, hey, look, everything how about Shema Shai said he would do is happening. He said nuclear bombs going to drop on Babylon the Great, and it is dropping. But I'm not gonna lie, when I saw them mushroom clouds, and I saw them, that it was huge. So those mushroom clouds were enormous. When I saw that shit, man, I'm not gonna lie, I point blank, I was terrified, bro. And everybody was terrified. They kept saying, "Oh my god, oh my god!" Like they couldn't believe it was real. Like at first, everybody stopped, stood still, and looked up at the two mushroom clouds. But then everybody started running, you know, trying to find somewhere to hide and escape. But hey, there's nowhere to hide from thermonuclear destruction, man. There's nowhere, and there was more going off. I remember I saw like more coming, but it was only two that had went off already, and like are far off from us. It was two mushroom clouds, and I'm not gonna lie, it was horrific, man. I ain't gonna lie, it shook me to the core, man. You gotta understand, like we talk about it all the time. You know, America's gonna be destroyed. America can be destroyed, man. That mushroom cloud was so fucking terrifying. I remember I woke up from the dream, I was crying. I remember, I don't know why that always happens when the Lord gives me visions. I wake up from the dream crying and shit, but hey, it was terrifying, man. But then what happened? Oh yeah, I gotta play this. I got this on YouTube, because you know the after the first two dropped, the you know that nuclear fallout noise started playing loud as hell, and everybody was shook. Everybody started running after that, because everybody knew, hey, look, hey, nuclear destruction is coming. I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick. right? So that was the sign that was playing in the dream after the two bombs first hit. Then that news started playing. I'm not gonna lie, man, that shit shook me the fuck up in the core. Like, it's straight up, excuse my language, man, that shook me the fuck up. I was terrified, man. And when you heard that noise, and like I said before, hey, I remember I ran, but then I knew what was happening though, so I was like, okay, I'm okay. How about Shemal Shai is going to deliver me in one of those chariots? So I remember I was trying to get away from all the people in the chaos. Somehow I ran, I hopped the fence, and then I was, I was just thinking of, how about Shemel Shai, and I was hoping the Lord would come get me. But then I remember, I guess before I hopped the fence, I was basically looking, waiting for a chair to come, and then I woke up from the dream. But I mean, it was a good. It was a pretty vivid dream. That shit was scary as hell. I'm not gonna lie. That mushroom cloud and hearing that noise, that nuclear fall noise, it was terrifying, man. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, that day, like the scripture tell you, the day of the Lord shall come a thief in the night. Because it's gonna be so much. You understand? It's gonna be so much happening, going on. It's gonna be famines. It's gonna be people invade one another. It's gonna be people getting taken to FEMA camps. Like I said, for just judgment going out. You straight up judgment. Brothers getting spiritual power. It was so much going on, and even I knew what was going on. Even I forgot about the nuclear missiles, man. And man, when it came, I'm talking about like the look of terror on everybody's faces, man, because everybody knows it, and that's the spirit. Because like I just played the nuclear alarm sound. It literally says World War. It says nuclear alarm siren World War III, and that's exactly what's happening. Everybody knows in World War III that the end of World War III will be nuclear missiles, man. Nuclear destruction, man. That's why they have that so-called nuclear destruction, assured nuclear destruction. That little pact to not fire nuclear missiles. But we all know, according to the scriptures, according to the will of how about Shemuel Shah, that nuclear missiles destruction will happen, especially on Babylon the Great America, man. That's the end all be all for this place. And let me tell you, it's gonna be terrifying, man. I'm not gonna lie, even for the elect. That's why the scriptures tell you. It said, the remnant were the frightened. This is a revelation. There was a great earthquake, and the remnant were frightened. They gave glory to the power of heaven because Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Because it's gonna be scary as hell, man. To see dude like, hey, sometimes it's hard to explain your emotions that you feel in the dream. But man, it was scary, man. That they see them mushroom clouds and hear that noise, and cause it's coming. Like it's no way out of here. Literally, the only way that's gonna be able to get out of here is through them chariots, man. Through Yahweh Shemel Shai, Yahweh Shai and the angels coming to beam you up, man. Cause hey, if you on land, like everybody was running, trying to find a place to hide under, it's nowhere you can go within a couple minutes, man. Within 30 minutes, it takes the ICBMs to come over here. That's gonna be a horrible, horrible. Hey, it's terrifying, man. Even just like I think what's even worse is waiting for it to come. Like it'll be different if a bomb. I mean, it's gonna be horrific. Don't get me wrong. The Lord's gonna burn these niggas, burn everybody on the source of America who's not part of the elect. He's gonna burn them up. Now, it's gonna be intense pain, but like it was like a heart drop, like a butterfly heart, horrible feeling to know that a nuke is about to come like in a couple minutes. There's nothing you can do to escape that shit, man. It was horrible, though. And that mushroom cloud was just terrifying to see, man. It was horrible, man. I don't want to make this video too long. Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord willing, brothers got the visual of the dream. Again, it was kind of chopped up. The visual fast forward every little while. Thawadi, how about Shemal Shai? Give me a spirit to do this lesson. I couldn't even do the lesson when I first woke up. When I first woke up from the dream, I couldn't even do it. Like I said, if I was crying. It was scary. It was scary, man. But nevertheless, except for Lord willing to edify, I'm gonna give all praise to how by Shemal Shai, by Shemar Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone from who I learned truth and who will well, and shalom to the hopeful elect.